This is bad.
I mean, I allowed him having inappropriate relationships with women.
What? I asked you for the divorce. And what was the argument about? Let me get my lawyer. Am I okay to actually talking about, like, what happened? No. Okay, got it.
I had heard she was a good time, she's bisexual, and I was like, really? So I just asked Ralph. It was no secret. Like, she has fun with girls too, but...
Before, I was gonna keep it to myself, but actually, I think I'm a little bothered now. Because why is it that the girls...
What's up, y'all? It's Brian Keith, and I'm back with another video. Today we're going to talk about the season finale of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Finally, we have made it through this dry ass season. Loki ain't gonna hold himself. No, but the season, I mean, I think we all can agree that the season has been a little bit lackluster. There's been a lot of moments. I feel like it has the right ingredients. It just wouldn't cook right. But y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Let me check my shit real quick. Hotter than the fire coming out my flaming lips. You wanna play with me? You can't play in me. On the playground, bitch, you can't play with me. Got it, wanted, securing the bag.
All right, so we opened up the episode with, you know, Drew and Ralph, the history of when they came onto the show in season 12, and the turmoil that has been going throughout, like from start to finish. They have been going through drama left and right on episode 1. So, I mean, being that they're getting a divorce now, I mean, it's not finalized, so maybe they can come back together. But being that they're getting divorced, I mean, it was written in the stars, I want to say. Hopefully they can figure something out. But the way that Ralph be over here doing stuff, I mean, who knows? But, you know, we open up with the ladies. They're with their kids. They're getting ready. Kenya's with Brooklyn. You know, we see Sheree. We see Sonya and her kids. And then we see Todd and Kandi talk about, you know, the production with the past and everything. So we then go to Sonya. And she's at her, you know, her doctor's visit. And Marla comes to, you know, support her.
You're gonna feel a little pressure. Warm chair, okay?
Hi, I'm here with our baby.
She does her ultrasound, this, that, and the third. Dr. Jackie comes in as well, right? So she comes in and she basically tells her, like, you know, you're 5 weeks in like a couple days. She's like, girl, I was 5 weeks 2 weeks ago. What's going on? So she's telling her, like, at the end of the day, like, you know, that's just what it is. So Sonya just, I feel like it's kind of forced, but she's like, look, Dr. Jackie, like, my son, he already knows this, and, you know, I don't want him to just, like, get mad and this, that, and the third.
Rain on your parade. I would really not keep involving him until we see heartbeat and get to 12
too late.
weeks. We're really big in saying wait to 12 weeks.
But Dr. Jackie, like I said in my last video, I feel like she shouldn't be telling him at such a young age and so early that she is pregnant. Like, she should have waited until, like, the safe zone, because we already knew what happened. Like, unfortunately, she did suffer a miscarriage, and the way that she was talking about it made it seem like it was very traumatic. So all those going together, I feel bad for her, knowing, like, you know, watching it and then knowing what happens at the end, right? But, you know, we also jump back over to Drew and Ralph. They're catching up, trying to finish, you know, Drew's over here eating breakfast. They're just trying to catch up because she just finished wrapping the movie, and Ralph was over here talking to her, just like, hey, how's everything going? How you doing? This and the third. So, you know, she's trying to balance motherhood and then trying to be an actress and bounce back and forth, this and the third. So he talks about that, you know, sleep and stability. He wants to feel liberated, sleeping in the other room. So he moved out of the master bedroom and sleeping in one of the guest bedroom, because he said that every time she come home late, he needs to get some sleep because she wakes him up while she's trying to go to bed. So, I mean, I guess, but I know when my parents got divorced, my dad definitely moved out of the room. So it's just like one of those things. It's like, once you've grown apart, you probably don't feel comfortable sleeping in the bed with that person, and he probably despised her guts. So, I mean, that would have been a sign to me. So I'm just like, Drew, girl, I mean, it is what it was. But Drew brings up the whole bitch comment, and I feel like she should have known what she was getting herself into. Her husband already acts like he can't stand her fucking guts. So I'm just thinking, like, okay, when she brought up the whole Mayetta saying that Courtney called her a bitch, and Courtney is Ralph's cousin, allegedly. So I'm like, okay, do you really think he was going to side with you, girl? I mean, he could have. I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. He might have need to side with you, but he didn't. So she shows them the video.
How does it make you feel?
That was for you. How does that make you feel? You know?
And then she asked him, like, what's his reaction? And Ralph is just confused because he was like, I mean, I mean, all your friends call you bitch all the time. So I don't see what the difference is. She said, this is who she is behind our back. And he's like, what you mean behind our back? She didn't say nothing to me.
But it's not just about the word bitch. This is who she is behind our back. She'll be
Behind our back? What'd she say offensive to me?
And this is her husband. This is her husband. Like, now my whole thing is like, we're not about to sit up here and act like Ralph is going to defend Drew down. I mean, Marla was over here calling her someone with multiple personalities and a liar, and he didn't say anything besides laugh. So first of all, that was already red flag number 75. So now that, you know, he didn't care about the whole Courtney thing, it was what it was. So Drew got up. She went downstairs. She was just like, she was over it. She did not have time for it. So I would just, you know, it was funny because Drew was gagged. She was just like, damn, like, you know, you don't have my back. She stormed out. Then, you know, the commercial break, we come back. Why did she over here go downstairs and then she's sitting with her sister Allison? She brings her sister into the conversation.
Remember when Courtney at the retreat said she doesn't use that language?
Oh yeah, she says she doesn't use the word bitch.
Oh, okay.
She looked me right in my face.
Like, Allison, didn't you hear Courtney call me bitch and asking her? She's like, yeah, I heard that. Courtney said she doesn't say that word, blah 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 blah. Ralph basically like, Courtney, I mean, he was like, Allison, I mean, you call Drew a bitch too. So I mean, what really is the deal? Like,
Well, Allison, you've called Drew a bitch before. So, I mean, listen, it happens.
Let me help you. If she called her a banana, she don't like it.
to be honest, Drew brought you into it, not Ralph. But I feel like Drew wanted somebody to be on her side and to like relate to, because obviously Ralph wasn't hearing it. I mean, I don't really know, because I can't really say that Ralph would defend his cousin or not, or he feel conflicted, but he really just met Courtney at the beginning. Like, oh, we found out that we're cousins. It wasn't like, okay, this is my cousin. So that's why I was just confused with the whole situation. Drew walks off again, and she's like, you embarrassed me. She starts crying.
I can't believe you. You just embarrassed me like that. That's so you didn't have to say nothing. You know what?
He's trying to console her yet again, but it's not working because she's just over it. And I'm just like, at the end of the day, I don't know what Drew wanted Ralph to do. Maybe defend her, but girl, you already knew who your husband was, right? Kenya is over here with her daughter Brooklyn and her father, and we see like the first time that they actually meet, basically the father and Brooklyn, and I think that was a really cute moment. She brings up the whole you know, not really being so close to him and trying to build a better relationship. So I think that was really good that she's trying to, you know, bring her dad into her world with her daughter and integrate him into their family unit. So she talks to him about, yeah, you know, I'm thinking about, I want to have another kid. And he's just like, girl, you almost died for the last one. And I mean, you know, parents sometimes they can just be crass and just like boisterous. But I mean, he does have a point. Like, it's something that she have to think about. Like, okay, am I going to have another baby in my 50s? And potentially, you know, something can go wrong. So she's like, yeah, you know, I'm thinking about doing a surrogate. You know, Kandi has a surrogate. Shamia had a surrogate. So I'm thinking about doing a surrogate. So she's thinking about that route. And I mean, a lot of women are doing it. One of my mom's friend is a surrogate, and that's what she does. So we see Drew and Ralph go to Dr. Ken, because obviously this whole episode, damn near the whole season, they just been going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
It's real comfortable. How does that feel?
Alone. I think he's happy.
Liberating.
And Drew doesn't feel supported. She doesn't feel heard. Ralph said he basically moved out of the bedroom because he wants his type of independence, his own. He wants to feel liberated, the word that he said. And me, when I think about liberated, it's like, I feel like chains, shackled and chains. I want to break free from these chains. So when he used words like that, it's really telling, and it's alluding to, like, is there something deeper going on? So Drew's been going to Dr. Ralph for a minute now. Ralph has not been going, and he feel like it's not a problem. He's like, I've been doing my own stuff. I've been healing. He's like, you seen the change? She's like, what change have I seen? Let me know. I haven't seen shit. So she talks about the fact that he moved out of the bedroom, and the kids noticed, and they had a problem with it. He's like, oh, that's a lie. Drew, pull that phone up.
Changed because even the kids have noticed, like, why is dad sleeping in the other room?
That's a lie.
No, I think dad is sleeping in the guest room for some reason.
She pulled up the text, and she was like, it's not, I don't need to lie. This is just what happened. So Ralph is just like, at the end of the day, you're trying to make it bigger than what it is, They start going back and forth. Dr. Ken's trying to get control of the conversation, but they're ignoring him. Like, he's not even in the room. They just going
Sleep in separate rooms, and they both living their best life.
They also filed for divorce.
And I'm just like, at some point, is the marriage worth that much stress? I would not want to be married to somebody that I have to battle or be strategic with every single day, walk on eggshells, or have to pick my words every single day. If that is going to be the marriage, I don't want it at all. He talked, and one thing that stood out was the whole situation about her having the thermostat on 86 or 82. Drew, do you have low iron? Because baby, 82, 86 is crazy. My thermostat is literally on 68. At best 72, but even 72 sometimes can get too hot. I cannot. I can't sleep hot. I can't walk around hot. That's just too much. I can't do it. So, I mean, I can relate to Ralph on that, but maybe that's just, the thing. So it's finally the day of Kandi's, launch, for the trailer, The Past. So she's going to basically premiere this to the world, the trailer, and she's really excited. We see Drew go in for her sound check. And Ralph accompanying her, trying to show like support. You could probably tell that they had a conversation after the whole Dr. Ken thing, and they're trying to work it out. So everybody shows up to the event. It's like a time lapse. It's time for the event. Kandi's there. You see all these celebrities start walking in. So Kandi runs into Drew, and Drew looks amazing, and they're both congratulating each other. Kandi's congratulating Drew for doing an amazing job as an actress. Drew's over here congratulating Kandi for, creating a movie with Todd. Right? All the ladies start showing up, and they all congregate around. Drew comes in, and she's over here with her sister Allison. So she sees Courtney. Drew gives Courtney a hug. Courtney tries to give Allison a hug, and Allison gives Courtney the Oprah. She's just like, and Courtney's like, oh, okay. And then Allison was like, no, she over here trying to be fake, because at the end of the day, you don't hear call my sister a bitch, this, that, and the third, and now you want to try to sit over here and hug us like you being fake. So Courtney's like, okay, do you want to talk to the side? So they go to the side to not like interrupt like any of the good vibes that's going on. My whole thing is, it wasn't the time or the place. Two, I just feel like it all was just misconstrued, because she didn't call her a bitch. I feel like what it really is Drew feels some type of way that Courtney doesn't stand in solidarity with Drew because they're family. I feel like Drew feel like, okay, well, Courtney, you picking your side, you have your own brain instead of following me blind. I don't like that. And I feel like at the end of the day, Courtney's her own woman. She can hang up with whoever she wants. Now, do I feel like she puts 20 on 10 a lot of times? Yes, she do. But, I mean, she don't have to follow Drew blindly. And Drew, she's not your cousin. She's Ralph. Right?
Across the table, I had asked you to call my sister a bitch, and you looked me right in my face and you said no.
I definitely did not say that, Drew, but I would never call you or anyone else.
So they over here start talking, and basically they're going back and forth because Allison feels like it was just wrong for Courtney to say the whole bitch comment, this, that, and the third. Drew walks over to see what's going on, but that's when the conversation started getting elevated, because Drew's just like, at the end of the day, you say you don't say the B word, you say you don't do this, but you did it. And then Courtney's just like, yeah, girl, I said it in reference to you, like that bitch, not calling you a bitch. But to be honest, when we saw the video, she wasn't even calling her that.
And she said no, she promised that she didn't.
I said that bitch in a reference that came to me.
But we never know.
But Courtney started going with the hands. Drew started going with the hands, and then Courtney's like, look, I'm not going to keep talking about this, so it is what it was. Drew kind of ate, because she's like, look, I'm not about to talk about it either, because I'm going to be on stage. You're going to be in the crowd. Okay.
You didn't address anything.
I'm not going to keep talking about this all night. That's what I'm not
because I'm going to get on stage.
So you should prepare yourself for that.
They end the conversation, and that's what it was. So Shamia basically shows everybody the trailer. She's like, the announcer, like, hey, everybody, this is the trailer. I saw the movie. The movie was really cute. I definitely give it like a 7.5 out of 10. I thought it was really good. Like, so congratulations to Todd and Kandi. I think they did a really good job on the movie. It has like a lot of thrilling, it's like a thrilling, romantic, sexual movie. So I think Drew did a really good job. One thing about Drew, I feel like a lot of people can't hate on, is that the girl is an actress. She's been in plenty of things, so we have to give credit where credit's due. The girl can act her ass off, right? So at the end of the episode, or so we thought, Drew performs Already Know. And I'm happy that she got some type of redeeming qualities and not being on stage for 25 seconds with Candace. She actually got to redeem herself and do her own performance. So hopefully Drew does more music. So we'll see what happens. But that they showed like the final cards for everybody. And they cut it. Like it's like basically like the end of the episode. Now, it jumps 2 months later because Drew and Ralph announced their divorce.
Our house was one of Drew's Dora's husband, Ralph, hitting his house for divorce after nearly 9 years of marriage.
So we see Marlo and Sheree on the phone kikiing about the whole divorce thing because they talking about that they got divorced. They were over here racing to the courthouse. Drew is over here dating Ty. Ty is, you know, a WNBA basketball player. She used to date Mimi from Love and Hip Hop. So it went from Drew allegedly kissing girls or kissing LaToya to now Drew allegedly dating Ty. Right. So, you know, we transport to Sonya, and Sonya reveals that she had a miscarriage and she kind of felt like she was deceiving her son because she wasn't telling her son that she had a miscarriage.
The most traumatic miscarriage. Tough time.
I came back and he said the prayer. It broke my heart because it felt like I was being so disingenuous too.
She was by herself and she felt like she was very alone, and like that whole situation is traumatic. A lot of women can, you know, relate to that story because she's not the only one that it happened to. It happened to a lot of people. So, you know, my heart goes out to Sonya, and we already know that she got pregnant again. So congratulations to her, and you know, I wish her nothing but a healthy pregnancy. So we see the final interviews from Drew and Ralph this season. A lot of emotions going on, right? Because Drew's actually going to talk about why she got a divorce. She sits down, she's over here crying, boo-hooing because it's a deterioration of a marriage. I think regardless if she hate the man, don't like the man, it's still, you put 8 years into a marriage just for it to fail. I don't think anybody's going to just be like super happy about that.
Allowed him having inappropriate relationships with women. I allowed Tampa.
So I asked you for the divorce.
So we see Ralph does his interviews too. So he's talking, they're asking him questions. He's like, oh, let me ask my lawyer. Let me call my lawyer.
That I wanted to file for divorce.
And what was the argument about?
Let me get my lawyer. Am I okay to actually talking about like what happened?
No.
He asking them, can I answer this? They talk about no. And I'm just like, Drew does it too, and it's irritating to me because I'm just like, if we're gonna talk about it, let's talk about it. I get that y'all don't want to say too much, but the shit is fucking irritating when you're just like, oh, I can't say that my lawyer said. It's irritating. But Drew over here said that, you know, Ralph was cheating with other women, was stepping out, doing this, that, and the third. Ralph is like not answering the question. Then in the middle of the whole interview, the rumor about Ty comes out and it's all over everywhere. Drew's freaking out. She's over here gagged with her mouth dropped open.
Everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. Don't freak out.
I'm freaking.
I had heard Drew's a good time, she's bisexual, and I was like, really?
And she feels that Ralph was the person that put it out. Drew's shocked, and you know, it's sad to see that, you know, unfortunately, we knew that something like this was going to happen. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, definitely, I felt like if anybody was going to get a divorce, right. If I had to rate the overall season of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, it wasn't a bad season, but it was not a good season either. I feel like a lot of the stuff seemed fake and forced, especially how Marlo came in the beginning. I feel like Marlo and Courtney came in too hot. It seemed like somebody pumped their head up. Also, I don't see where or see why production is putting stuff in the trailer that they're not putting it inside the show. They cut a lot of the women's storylines. We see Drew over here having a performance. They could have showed us about her getting ready for the performance. We saw Marlo having something about her charity. We could have saw her getting ready for the charity or doing stuff for the charity. We saw Kenya. We didn't even see Kenya's spa that she revealed. We saw it in her flashback, but I'm just like, that was kind of like a crass way to do it when they had a whole entire event for her spa. So I'm trying to figure out why the producers are doing what they're doing, because some of the stuff doesn't make sense to me and my homegirls. But if I had to rate this season, I'm gonna have to give it a C+. I feel like the trailer was it came out like it was gonna be really good. You know, Kandi was activated, but I do feel like it just didn't make sense at the time. And I feel like the women don't like each other, especially after what Kenya said in her interview with Carlos King. I definitely think that they don't like each other. Right. But y'all, hope you guys like and enjoy. Hope you guys enjoyed this whole entire season, this ride. The reunion looked like it was better than the whole season, literally. So let's cross our fingers and hope that they're not just putting clips in the trailer for the reunion to like hype it up and it be boring and dry. But y'all, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.